I've just finished making this yummy agwọrọ and I'm not even seated yet and I'm enjoying it already. This is a very delicious meal to treat your visitors to this Christmas and it's very simple.
And it went like.
If you are familiar with local dishes, you will know that this is a very good one. So this is basically agwọrọ, but that is what we would call it in Igbo. Now that translates to yam that has been mixed together, like literally, that's a literal translation. We have yam. I'm not going to use all of this, obviously. We have greens. You need a lot of this. By the way, greens are so expensive now. This is amaranth leaf, but we call it green as well. We have Ukpaka. There I have Tatashe and then just two tomatoes. So that will be for frying. And I have this chicken here. I just want to get a bit of that peppered sauce. Dunk this in it. Here we have blended pepper, a lot of onions, crayfish, of course, spring onions for paparazzi, seasoning, salt, crayfish seasoning, ginger and garlic, and pepper. Let's get started. I woke up this morning and I literally perceived Christmas. You know that, like a mix of the Hamatan breeze, firewood, like smell. I don't know, it just smelled like Christmas. And that felt good. But the weather is not cold. It's really not cold. Doesn't even feel like we're in Hamatan season. So I'm going to cut these yams into cubes. Ew. How are you able to gauge the quantity of yam you want to cook? There's this thing my cousin and I do. When we cut yam, we're like, oh, okay, so how many people? And then we're like, oh, one hand, one hand. Yam is that meal that we cook a lot in my house. And it's still always hard to gauge. And a lot of times, the yam is never enough. I know people are always saying, oh, that yam would choke you, all of that. But I don't know the type of yams you people have been eating. Cook your yam until it's very soft. Cook it as if you're cooking it for a baby to just lick it, for it to melt in your mouth. That's how you enjoy yam. Don't cook strong yam, you will suffer. I'm done. We're going to wash this and put it on fire. This has been washed like twice, so I'm just going to put it in here. Like I said, this should cook until it's very soft. You want to put it in your mouth and it will just melt. That's how you should boil the yam. So this has been boiling for maybe 20 minutes now. To be honest, I didn't check the time, so I don't know. But this is as soft as I would like it. Yep, look at that. It just broke. Very soft. So we're going to sieve this now. So for this water, I need to take out some of the water. I want a bit of it for cooking the yam. And we will drain every water. Put a dry pot on fire. So for this part, you want to make sure that you're using a pot that is very big so that while you're mixing, you won't have things falling apart. I'm putting in oil. I just realized I forgot to show you people palm oil. If you're not new on this channel, you already know we use a lot of palm oil here when it's necessary. And it's necessary for a lot of these dishes. So this is hot enough and we're just going to go in with the onion. Not everything. Sprinkle of spring onion. Okay, this has been on here for about 1 minute and the tatashe and tomato goes in. So the tomato is just two bulbs of fresh tomato. It's more of tatashe. I'd like to mention that this tatashe and tomato part is totally optional, but because I had the tatashe, why not get more flavor, get more nutrients? So if you're not going to use tatashe, you would just go in with other ingredients at this point and just mix everything up because this is a very simple recipe. I'm currently taking out some of this sauce for stewing the chicken. Now we're going with other ingredients. First of all, the crayfish, ginger, garlic, salt, seasoning, room pepper, some of that remaining onions. This yam reminds me that I have not had abacha in a long time. And I think I am going to film a recipe of that for you guys. So this is ugba going in, also known as Ukpaka pepper. So now we put in the yam, greens go in. Look at how lush this looks. Onions. Just reduce the heat. Um, so this is exactly why you need a big pot, because you need the space for you to stir comfortably. This stirring part requires hard work. But if you don't have strength, you cannot stir this, because you have to stir properly to make sure that everything gets mixed properly. The taste is perfect. I would add a bit of that yam water. So if you feel like you want a bit of porridge, then the yam water is the way to go. So this will just stay here just for 1 minute and on high heat now, because I don't want the leaves to get soggy. I just want just a tiny bit of porridge. This is a minute later, and yeah, just a bit of porridge. I'm sure you can see it. It is ready to be served. This is also one of those meals that reminds you of home. And like I said, we are going to serve this with grape and pineapple juice. Ah, look at that.